Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to this midday workshop all about creating your magnetic and radiant life. Anna and I are excited to be here with you today, giving you some transformative tools and practices that you can apply to your life that will allow you to not only have what you desire, but to truly be living that radiant life at all levels. And we'll be sharing a little bit more about that. So welcome to being here, whether you're seeing this live or on the recording. And so I have my retreat partner, Anna Nieto, with me. Anna, do you want to say a quick hello before we do our grounding?
No, I just want to say hello. Thank you for being here. Excited to share these moments with all of you here.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So I love, and this is something that's, again, we're all about creating sacred space, creating space for ourselves to grow, evolve, have insights. And one of the best ways to do that is to start with a short grounding and centering meditation. So we're going to do that together. If somebody pops on while we're doing it, they'll just join in wherever we're at. So let's go ahead and close our eyes. I don't think anyone's driving, so we can do that. Close our eyes. Feel your feet on the ground. And feel yourself supported by the chair that you're sitting in. And even just sensing into the support with your feet on the ground and maybe your back or your hips in your chair. Let that be a signal that you are supported in more ways than you know, and that you have access to tap into that support. And then with our hands resting on our thighs, palms facing up, that is a signal that we are open in this time and space together to learn, to receive, to explore, to expand, to express those things that are most coming through us. And to further create our container, we're going to take a series of 2 breaths together. I will guide us. It will be an inhale for 6. We'll hold it for 6, and then we'll exhale for 8. So let's go ahead and draw that first breath in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then at the bottom of that exhale, just blow out your mouth, just any last little bit of air that might be in your lungs. Any stagnant air, we want to clear that out. Beautiful. And just before we take the next breath, just connect with your body. Are you sensing your heartbeat? Are your fingers tingling? What sensations are you noticing? When we allow ourselves to get present, we start to pick up these little subtle energies and thoughts and insights. That's what we'll be tapping into today. Beautiful. And so now let's take one more deep breath in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, just blowing that last little bit of air out. So now that we've really just brought our body into a more relaxed and present state, let's go ahead and do what I like to call creating our container. So imagine just sensing you have energy pulsing all around you. Imagine feeling that energy about 3 feet beyond your body. Just like project your awareness. And if you can feel that, just expand your energy there. And then expand your energy till it fills the room that you're in. And just sit in awareness of how much space you can energetically take up when you choose to do so. And then we're going to continue to expand our energy, not knowing exactly where we're all located, but we're going to expand our energy into around the globe, so we are all intersected in this time and space together. And that intersection is a signal that we're all divinely connected, that we can create a beautiful, safe space to step into for this exploration. And then with the container, we're setting an intention today for the highest purpose and good for all here and all on the recording to be served, where they can gain new insights about how they are a magnetic being and how they can create their radiant reality. We come with so much gratitude for this opportunity today to share and teach and learn from each other. And it's with this intention I say yes and thank you. And so it is, and so it shall be. Take a breath on your own, in and out. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay. I feel very peaceful. That's a good place to be when we dive into these topics. So we've got a beautiful agenda. Anna, I think you are up next in getting us rolling with our content.
That's right. Well, thank you. That was wonderful and needed, because I don't know if you guys feel it, but there's a lot going on energetically this week, right? With a lot of astrological things happening and a lot shaking in the wall. So a lot of fun with this energy moving around. So it's good to just ground ourselves, you know, a little bit deeper. And meditation is one of the best things, and grounding when this is happening around us. So thank you for that. That was amazing. So I'm excited to be here, and we are going to be talking about exactly what is the desire that you have next. Like, what is the next desire that you have in your life? And that's the question that we're going to be prompting you to think about. What is something that you're desiring to create in your life that you might have been wanting to do it for years, or that maybe something new that just came up, right? And that you are actually wanting to see come into realization. And sometimes there's a little bit of a space between what we desire and the reality that we are in. And how do we make that shift, especially if it's a big goal, right? It's good to start with the small ones. I always say that, and get the practice of manifesting what you want in an easy, flowy way, and then get to the ones that are a little bit harder, or that you feel that are a little bit bigger to accomplish, because they will also come with that ease and flow that the small ones would. So maybe just taking a few seconds here to, again, maybe come back to yourself, closing your eyes if it helps you, and just feel into what is the desire that you are most wanting to create right now in your life. What is it calling you to do? And we were talking a little bit with you, right, Danielle, of what are the things that you're thinking and business-wise, but maybe there's something personally that you want to see happening, that you want to create in your life. And we're going to do a little share, I think, right, of what that is, because it would be nice to just put some words to it and just make it be real in a word, in a thought form, and then share it with all of us. So if you want to just take a minute, I will just say, let's just stay with that feeling, desire. What is it that I really want? What is it that I want to manifest at this moment? And just breathe into that as, what is it? If you're having maybe different ideas of the things that you want, I would really go with the one that gives you more joy, and that perhaps is the easiest. If you're starting to think about the house and the list of, things that need to happen in order to make it go, I would say, let's leave that on the side for today, at least. Let's go to the desire that feels the more joyful, that you can actually hold that energy. And just breathing into it, making sure that that's the one you really want. Good. And then coming back to the room, And with that desire, would you like to share what popped for you and what you will like to focus on a little bit more on today?
Yeah, well, work-wise, I'd love to just create a bigger impact in the world and working with other nonprofits, especially smaller ones, because they need the most help. And then personally, just through a lot of changes over the years, wanting to like find love and make a family.
Hmm.
Say that last piece, I'm sorry again, Danielle. Wanting to find love.
To find love, and make a family.
Gotcha. I thought I understood. I just want to make sure that I did. Okay, great.
Mm.
So you went into the both professionally and the personally. That's nice and good goals. And how are you feeling when you were holding that intention and that desire? Were you going a lot into your head, or were you able to feel it in your heart and hold it?
Definitely feeling my heart. I mean, I have like the verge of tears right now.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing. And also takes courage, and thank you for having the courage to share that and be here with us. Because sometimes, this is the work that is the hardest, but then is the one that will really get the more fruits. So can I ask you, Danielle, can we pick one of them for today?
Let's go with the easy one, the professional one.
Okay, good. And it's like a muscle, I'm a fitness trainer as well. So I think intentions and building and manifesting it's kind of like building your muscles during exercise. Like sometimes, we have to actually practice it in order to get to the place that you want to be. That's why it's better to start sometimes with the easiest one, right? I never start my clients with a very hard movement because they probably cannot do it. I usually start with something very easy. They can feel the muscle and then little by little grow into that and do the more complicated ones. So it's the same thing with our thoughts and with our intentions, right? Okay, awesome. All right, so we have this desire. Now, what do we do with it, Christine?
Yes, this is the key. And let me tell you, I am one with a lot of desires. And I think that the thing I would add to what you said, Anna, and I love it because we've worked so well and closely together and had so many of our own desires. Some of it for me too is that I like to tell people, where's the strongest energy? Because sometimes it might be that bigger desire, but if you have like almost like nothing else matters in the world than this one thing, then I'm like, then go for it type of thing. Because even the big desires, you can break down into smaller elements. So that's been something definitely key in my life. So yeah, let's talk a little bit more of the desires and how do they relate, becoming magnetic in our radiant life. Well, I like to frame it this way. Our desires are part of our radiance. They're part of what makes us us. It's part of our unique essence. And so our desires are one of those, they're not fluff. Like, I think a lot of times culturally, we've been taught to have goals that are these external things. But when we tap into something that's on our heart, it's something that most often came in here. We were born with it. And I believe there's these different times in our lives when things get ignited and stirred up, and, becoming a mom and all of that. I know for me, getting married and becoming a mom was like a very deep, like, DNA kind of stirring that I had. So, our radiance, these desires link to our radiance. So what is our radiance? Like, we all have this, again, this unique essence about us. And when we honor what our callings, our dreams, our desires, when we say yes to us, when we're living our values and our gifts and our talents are being put into action, that is us tapping into our inner radiance. And then the result of that is that outer impact. And Danielle, I'm going to use you as an example. Like you said, you want to have that bigger impact in the world. Well, when we follow those callings, by default, we're gonna touch more lives. We're gonna bring more good into the world. And so there's such a close link in ways I think we're not taught, that being who we uniquely are and listening at such a deep level to what's calling to us is truly something that's going to allow us to have the most impact, but also the most joy and fulfillment in our lives. And when we do those things, we become magnetic. Like there's an energy we give off, and people will come up to us and say, you know, I know Anna's had this, I've had this, what are you up to? Like you just are glowing. What are you doing these days? Or they'll see in social media, like, wow, you just seem so lit up for life. And that's truly what it is. And when we give ourselves the permission to do that, when we tap in, we get clear on what those things are, we pursue them, anybody we interact with, it's like we're then giving them permission, or they're giving themselves permission through our example. Again, Anna and I've seen this time and again, how, you know, things we do just naturally, we inspire other people. So, you know, I believe radiance and living a radiant life is something that we were, you know, born with. It's like a God-given right to have and experience ourselves at the deepest level that we desire. So, so that desire is part of your essence to bring forth. And there's some great practices. I'm going to teach you one in a minute here on how we can like connect more deeply and keep that fueled, that heart energy, all the feelings and the vision of that fueled up inside us. So does that sound like a fun thing to learn about? Awesome. Okay, so okay, so one of the ways to anchor in and really embody the desire is it's a very simple tool, but and I taught this at the retreat last year, and we may do a different kind of version of it this year, but it's called it's an intention card. This is an example of mine, and this is actually for my sacred partner. So what we can do is take just a little normal 3x5 index card and put clarity to what that desire looks like. And this is one of the things that we spend a lot of time with in the retreat. And so you're getting this little taste of it here, but like really giving yourself time and space to sit with and dive in and reconnect with those parts of us that sometimes we've turned off to get connected and then really get clarity. So you might, you'll get a chance to work on this obviously on your own, but sometime here. So what the intention card is all about, I like to start with at the top, put a letter representing what part of your life. So I put P for partner, but you could put C for career or C for consultant, in your example, Danielle, whatever, and then put the name. So you could say, again, C for career. And then I put two little circles around it, kind of wavy circles, signaling that there's an energy to this intention. And then I split my paper 2/3, 1/3. And on the left side is what is that intention? And then what does that intention look like when you're fully living it? So I'll read mine for my conscious partner. I say, I am in a conscious, loving relationship with my soulmate, my sacred partner. So that's my intention. And I'm saying it as if it's already manifested. And then below that, I have a lot of bullet points on what that looks like. And you can start with, in the theme of starting simple, you can have 3, 5, 7. I think I probably have about 10. And for example, I say, he is spiritually awake and evolved, consciously evolved. We have a deep soul connection. We have open, loving, conscious communication. We are growth oriented and supportive of our individual desires, growth, healing, and health. We have amazing chemistry and are sexually very compatible. And then I go on with another 4 bullets after that. So it's like looking at the desire and kind of looking at it from every aspect, like fully stepping into this. What is that vision? And it's one of those things you can continue to grow it and evolve it. This card is about my 4th iteration. So there's nothing about perfection here. So that really talks about the intention and really gives clarity to the intention. But then there's this other piece, and this is what makes it magnetizing and helps really anchor it into your heart and into your life, is to put down the elevated emotions that go along with that intention being manifested. So here's again my little card. And so I have emotions of bliss, love, joy, ease, connection, vibrant, support, and being seen. So that is a good, again, just it's one of those things, just sit down and feel into naturally what comes up when you think about your business being and having the impact that you desire. How will you feel? And then just simply jot those down on the right-hand side. And then, so this is not just a piece of paper, but to actually make it really a tangible and usable thing, you can have it be part of a morning ritual for yourself where you spend several minutes. Time is up to you, but I like to read the card out loud, and then I close my eyes, and then I repeat the statements in my head, and then I visualize it. It doesn't have to be a crazy long visualization, but then I feel the feelings, like as I'm seeing it, I'm also feeling it. And that, when we did the energy exercise of just like bringing that energy outside of our body, doing that really helps to, like Anna said, it's a muscle, right? So we're giving energy, we're flexing that muscle of that intention. And one of my mentors, Dr. Joe Dispenza, talks about the thought sends the signal out, but the emotions draw the experience back to you. And again, that's that magnetism piece. So when we include both the clear vision and the elevated emotions, we're really like breathing life into what it is that we desire to have, do, or be. And then we can start to pay attention in our life every day to little synchronicities that come our way that are in alignment with that vision we just experienced in our morning routine. So that's been a tool I've been using for years now, and it's been so fun to see. Number one, it's been amazing to anchor things into my heart, but then number two, it's been so fun to see how everything then unfolds per the vision that I have written on the paper. So Danielle, do you want to take a couple minutes? And for those watching, take a couple minutes to write some things down on paper, and then I can answer any questions that you have. Now, while you're doing that, Danielle, the one thing I do want to add, and for everybody watching, again, this is something you can take a really big one. Like I wrote a book, I published a book. So I had one for my book. That took me 3 years to get that done. But I also, in that process of the big goal or the big vision, I also created smaller cards. And so I kind of swapped back and forth. Sometimes it was great to focus on the big vision. And then other times, because it was really big, I focused on the smaller intentions too. So wherever you want to be is up to you. So kind of taking Anna's lead and starting with something small can be a good starting point if the bigger vision seems like way too much to hold space for right now. How's that feeling for you, Danielle?
Good. I already got the statement down, so I just read some bullets, and then I'll get the emotions.
Beautiful. And if you're ready to share, even though you might not be completely done, we'd love to support you and witness you if you're open to sharing.
Yeah, the hard part is the details on like what does it actually look like manifested. So I did the CE for consulting for nonprofits. My statement is I work with various nonprofits around the world to help them achieve their missions and make a greater positive impact. I don't have details as to what exactly that looks like, but like the three
Okay.
emotions in mind were happiness, fulfillment, and gratitude, just because by doing it,
Mm,
like I'd be more thankful for the lives that I have and seeing the lives of what others go through.
yeah. Beautiful. Well, and some of the bullets could be, if you want to even include, you know, I receive compensation that allows me to live the lifestyle I desire, something like that. You know, the nonprofits I work with are aligned with my
Values and
exactly my values and interests, or things like that, my values and passions, whatever that might be. And you know, it could even be something about you know, like the ease with which you find people to work with, type of thing. You know, there's the words are escaping me right now, but something about, if you want, because I'm a big person on eat, grace and ease, joy and flow type of thing. So yeah, sit with it, think, and I think more will come up with a little more time. We're kind of putting you on the spot a little bit here.
Yeah.
no problem. It's a good start.
Yeah, good. So again, this is a powerful tool, manifesting tool. Again, if you want to really step into what does your life look like? What is that when I'm living my best life in my health, in my career, in my relationships? This is a beautiful tool you can use to help vision it, give it life, and then help magnetize that future to you. So that was what I wanted to share, and thank you, Danielle, for sharing your piece so far. And then Anna is going to take us to the next level with a practice,
Yes.
a
So
different kind of practice.
yes, and I think it's great, you know, that you get it started. I won't get too hung up on like it has to be perfect, because it's like Christine said that, you know, this is something that you can come back to anytime and then just add anything that comes and flows with you, right? And during this practice, and I think Christine said that a little bit, but I think it's important to always think that it's not a mind exercise. It's more valuable if you can just bring it into your heart again and into your desire. And we're actually going to be doing that next. We're going to be doing a practice where we are going to embody your desire, and we're going to be feeling it and within yourself in a different way than just the mindset that sometimes, you know, plays games with us, but just really feel it in your heart, really feel it in your core. So that's what I'm going to guide you through. And the reason why I'm doing this, and to give you a taste of it and everybody else that is watching, and the reason why Christine and I love retreating is because, as she said before, right, you can come back to this practice and have every morning. I do have my ritual in the morning, which, you know, I'm writing these days actually, which I haven't done in a while. I'm doing my meditation, I'm doing my walk. And during this time, all I'm doing is this practice of manifesting what I want in my life and the desires that I have, and building on that within my body and feeling the experience of actually having it, right? So it's something that we can do every day. We can do it in the morning, we can do it at night. And sometimes that's not enough, right? Sometimes we need to retreat to actually deeply feel this for a period of time in order to create that new reality that we want. And this is, I come back again with the bigger goals. Sometimes, you know, yes, they can happen naturally. And sometimes we need to put a little bit more of the time, but also the intention to it, right? Like sometimes it's like everything. You have a project that you're working in life, and you save yourself a couple of days to get the project done. So I honestly don't think that this is very different than that. If you want to get like a really start ahead of it and then continue growing with it. So this way, a retreat space, you can really have this time that you can ground, that you can have the support, and you can have also a group that creates that energy even stronger, that we can do it by ourselves, right? So I want to guide you through this experience, which I think is very connected to what we are doing today. And you have your goal, you have your desire, you have your intention, you already have written it down. Now we're going to bring it into your body, perhaps in a different way than just, again, thinking about it, right, from our head. So I want you to just be comfortable, everybody that is watching as well. And Christine, you can play around because I know that it helps us both when we also follow each other's directions. So just feeling comfortable, planting your feet on the floor, and just closing your eyes if that helps you to connect a little bit deeply within, taking a couple of deep breaths, maybe just letting go of any kind of like a strong thoughts in your mind of just how this should be or not. And just really feeling yourself perhaps in a different way that you have all day, just going deep within, trying to find that deep silence, that area in your body that doesn't need anything, doesn't need any desires, doesn't need anything at all. It's just calm and peaceful and relaxed. And as you're planting your feet on the floor, just really think about sending those roots down into the earth, connecting you a little bit longer and stronger. We spend a lot of time in the top of our bodies, talking, seeing, doing, and we don't pay that much attention to the lower half of our body. So just feeling your legs, feeling the connection with the earth, and bringing the attention to the space that is about 1 inch or 2 below your belly button. This is one of our centers of powers. In some traditions, it's called Dantian Hara. And this is where we store our energy. It can also be a center of intuition and power. Just feeling the lower half of your body and your connection with that area. Centering yourself in the silence of it. And then bringing your attention to your heart. And if it helps you to put your hand in your heart, you can do that. Another center of power, the center of love, compassion, where we also get our intuition. Can you open your heart center even a little bit more, even without any movement, but just simply thinking about expanding that center? And also finding that peaceful space in there, where the thoughts can be in your mind, but we're just not engaging them. We're just finding the relaxing space within our heart, within our body. And then bringing your attention a little higher into your head, but a little farther back than you normally would go. So relaxing into the back of your head. Maybe your body will move back a little bit. This is the space where you can receive more, especially as women. We are givers and givers. I consider myself a giver in recovery. And being in the back of our heads, being in the back of our body will actually help us to receive. When we are talking about desires, sometimes we get too frontal, wanting to really make them happen. When we are in the back of our body, we are just receiving them. And we create a desire with a very different form of energy. So staying in that center of your head that is peaceful, that feels the most relaxed. And then can you connect those 3 spaces? So the space down into your dantian low belly area, your heart center, and your head center. And imagine that there's a light that connects those 3 points. It's like a big vertical core that you're feeling in your body. It can be any color you like. It can be white, can be pink, can be gold. Anything that you want to see inside your body, connecting with all those powerful centers of energy. And as you build the strength on that vertical core, you can see yourself at this light bulb, where the center is what is going to be lighting up your light bulb all around you, creating this aura, creating this space energetically around you about an arm's length, which is your light, which is the expression of that peaceful, that relaxed self that you're in connection with. And from where any desire can be created, can be manifested, and can be received, because that's where you're creating that magnetism. Just staying a few more seconds, feeling that vertical core going up and down, from down your belly button, lower area, up to your heart, up to your head, up and down, creating this nice energy moving fast within your body and expressing ourselves outside into this big bright light of your preferred color as you hold into that desire, just relaxing and receiving it. And if the thoughts start coming into your head, coming back to those 3 centers, coming back to the one that feels the strongest, and continue to lengthening the wide of your light around you. That width become bigger and bigger and stronger. We'll stay just holding that desire and that receptive mode for another few seconds. And then once you're ready and ready to come back into the room, taking another deep breath and opening your eyes. Lovely.
I didn't want to leave that. I was with my sacred partner. Holding that. It was good.
Awesome. How was that for you, Daniela? Anything you'd like to share on the experience?
It's very peaceful. Usually my brain is just going a mile a minute, so it was nice to just let it all go. And I can envision a pulse of light kind of flowing up and out.
Nice, nice, awesome. And was it easy to hold on to the desire in that way? Were you able to feel that receptive state instead of the one that we always think about creating, right, and doing?
It was hard to keep it going, but I had to remember to keep envisioning that light, and that kind of helped keep the momentum and like, okay, focus back into what we are talking about as opposed to everything else going around in the world.
Beautiful, beautiful. I could see your smile at times, just like Christine. We're like,
Yeah,
awesome.
I would love doing that.
Yeah, so this is just a practice that really helps to settle into the body and ground into the body and feel it with a different energy, as you were saying, right? It kind of calms the system down for sure. And it makes those ideas and the hows and the whats, right, that we were talking about also come a bit more. Not that they are not going to come up, but this state will make you receive the messages and the leads and what are the breadcrumbs, like I like to say, that you need to follow in order to create that reality that you want. And I think
Beautiful.
I'm with this, but you can practice it anytime that you wish. This is something that you can come back anytime. And this is some of the exercises that we do also during retreat constantly to actually help you connect deeper with that essence, of yourself that wants to come out.
Mm. Yeah, Anna, you said a key point, and I think this is a great segue into the next piece. Is we're so living in our heads, right? We've been taught to be thinkers and strategizers, and we just our ego is just there. And part of what we do with our practices as well as the retreats is help people get out of their heads and connect back into their body, their inner wisdom, get grounded, connect into that inner essence that we all have available to us, and then reignite and live from that inside out. So that is what we would love to segue into next, is sharing how what we shared with you here in these practices we actually dive a lot deeper and create even a bigger container for you to step into what we call creating your radiant reality and igniting your manifesting superpowers. So I'm going to share my screen if you're good with that.
Okay.
Then we will give some nuggets. So Anna and I are going to be co-hosting a retreat in Spain at the end of August. And it is the Radiant Reality and Mindful Movement Retreat. So again, this is all about igniting that up-leveled life vision, whether that's personally or professionally, and then really tapping into your own personal inner superpowers for manifesting that vision. Anna, do you want to take this next section?
Yeah, I mean, what I want to talk is about Spain, if that's okay, because that's my
yes, go for it. Go for it.
So
yes.
That's what I was planning before, but you can go down a little more because that's
okay, perfect. Oh yeah, we'll talk about let me before you talk Spain. Yeah. Here, let me maybe set the stage for this, right? No, actually it is you. Sorry. Thank you. Go ahead.
No, that's totally cool. Yeah, no, I believe that the superpowers is something that, is so important. And I know that we've talked about that a lot during our retreats because, and sometimes we think about the superpower. So what is that? It's the strength. Well, yes, but also like vulnerability, and some other superpowers that sometimes don't want to touch as much, but that really help us really become, who we want to be. But I want to talk about the space because, yes, for me, it's so awesome that we are going to be going into my country of origin, and especially on this area, which is Malaga, which is the San Diego of Spain. And this retreat, I've actually been to it, and it's an amazing space where it's all calm and peaceful. And we have the Mediterranean Sea nearby, which is a beautiful space to just retreat and be surrounded and immersed in the nature of the area. So the retreat space is here. You have some pictures on our website, where the venue is, and you can see that it's just beautifully located and very quaint and quiet. There's hikes, as you can tell. There's just a beautiful spaces. They have an edible garden, And we're going to be served this amazing, delicious Mediterranean food that most of it is actually going to come from their own garden. And if not, from like local providers. I'm a foodie, and I'm somebody that cares a lot about what we put in our system, because I believe that our bodies are temple, and the cleaner food that we give to our body, the better we're actually going to function in all the different ways, and the stronger our connection with the spirit is going to be as well. And we're going to be doing that during the retreat. There's a pool, so we can hang out at the pool at times as well, which is super fun to be there. And, you know, we always bring a small group of women that can actually interact between them, and the connections and the community that builds during a retreat is incredible. This is really a connection of, you know, we are still doing our monthly circle with our retreat attendees, and I can tell, you know, that every time there's a little bit more depth to it, because they know each other so well from interacting there, that they are able, you know, to share things that they probably don't share with that many people. So all those things happen during the space and during the time that we are together there. Yeah.
Thank you, Anna. Yes, it is a magical place, and I can't wait to experience it. So, you know, part of beyond just looking at getting clarity, what are your desires, there's this big piece of letting go also. And a lot of times when, you know, to move into the new, we need to let go of the old, those things that aren't serving us. So that is a key piece for that woman who's ready to let go of those things that aren't serving, as well as create that up-leveled vision, and then truly to embrace that next journey of what are my next steps, who do I need to become to bring this vision to life. Those are the key elements of what we're going to be doing for those women that are ready for that. And as Anna mentioned, it's really about awakening yourselves, body, mind, and spirit, and everything that we have intentionally put together will allow you to do that. So some of the highlights is small group. Like Anna said, our max size is 12, makes it really intimate. Everybody gets a lot of time to express and share and work on their pieces. It's a fun environment. It's so just, again, beautiful, serene, and there's going to be movement as well as meditation and different healing ceremonies that we're going to bring to it. Connection, as Anna said, like the group of gals that are in our monthly circle now, they forge such a deep connection, and then those things happen at the retreat. So when we give ourselves this time and space again to get still and to explore, and we're exploring at such a deep level, it's like we can't help but like fall in love with each other, because we just see the beauty in each person and what they're here to do and how they desire to serve. Again, this balance of inner work and outer fun. As Anna mentioned, there's a pool, there's some beautiful outdoor spaces. The town is, I think, a 10-minute cab ride. On free time, people can go and explore things like that. Then the food, Anna talked about that. It's kind of like what I'm visioning from everything I know is this farm to table, just really like local, you know, vibe quality of how they live. So that's beautiful. And then we talked about the movement. So Anna's going to be bringing some of her super amazing practices that get us so like energized in our body. And it's definitely not a workout. It's really this beautiful movement practices that we get to experience. So those are some of the highlights. And you know, just again, a little further scroll, accommodations, you can book solo or book shared. There's pictures on our website that talk about everything there. And so what's included, I don't know, I've got this active speaker video. I hope that's not messing up your view, but the retreat itself includes 5 days of sessions, and the materials we'll be bringing. It's your accommodations. We're providing transfers from to and from either the Malaga airport or the train station. There's, again, the private group workouts, the amazing meals, and free time to explore and create those new relationships. So that is the core. And then for those that are feeling adventurous, we are doing an add-on amazing trip, which I'm so excited, to Alhambra and in Granada. And Anna has just like sold me on this gorgeous, like spiritual, ancient place that it's going to be with our private group. It's going to be a really amazing trip in so many levels. So
Yeah,
that is what is coming up.
Yeah, and I just want to say about Granada and La Alhambra. So I actually have not been there in years, and I can say it's one of the most amazing sacred places that I've ever been to, and the most beautiful ones. You can just feel it in the energy. So it's gonna be the closing after our retreat to go there to seal everything that we've been working on and have that group trip together, you know, to really enjoy a little bit of the more immersion in the culture in a different town nearby, where the experience is going to be so magnetic again, that everything that we are going to be learning, I think magical things are going to happen in that town for all of us on that day. That
Yeah. Thank you, Anna. And I'm just putting a couple things in the chat. Is the first is the link to the website that's up. You can probably see it there, christinemarieHoward.com/retreat 2023. Anna has the duplicate page on her website. And Anna, do you want to drop your how to book a call with you too? So if you want to book a discovery with me, and if you have any questions, if any of this is piquing your interest, we absolutely would love to talk to you, whether you're watching this live or the recording. And we are having I don't know, is this just for the recording? Remind me, Anna. Is this for the people live? We're doing our special.
We can do it for the recording. We can
okay because the time is of the essence. We have April 20th is the end of our early bird pricing. So for anyone watching this recording, we're offering an extra, we're offering $100 off the early bird pricing. And that it's already an amazing value, but that gives it just a little extra perk for checking it out. Yeah.
Daniela, I want to ask if you have any questions as long as you are here.
No questions. It looks amazing. Do you guys do retreats in the US as well?
We actually have some some mini retreats coming up. We're doing one in June. It's a day and a half retreat in Escondido called Awakening Your Essence. And my website is not up yet, but it will be by Thursday. And on my retreat, it has I have an events calendar, and you will see it there. So yeah, that's a nice again, giving yourself whether it's a day, 2 days, or a week, it all adds up. So whenever, I highly encourage everybody to really make that a lifestyle. Retreating, time to retreat away is I think important to have as a lifestyle for our health, well-being, and our expansion.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if you're looking into that, we can talk to you about that retreat at the beginning of June.
I'll do. Yeah,
that would be locally as well.
Howard.
And if you have any interest in the wine and stay, and as Christine says, we are actually closing our early bird in a couple of days. So there's 48 hours to take advantage of our
Yeah, I'll have to look at it. It'll be around my birthday, so it'll be a great birthday gift.
Oh, for sure.
What day is your birthday?
August 31st.
August 31st. That's awesome.
Yeah, so you will be there. That would be great.
We actually had a girl last year that came on her birthday. Yes, that was so. What a beautiful gift to give yourself. Yeah,
it was also her birthday gift to herself that she did last year when she came to it. So that's a wonderful birthday. Yeah, I mean, I just want to reiterate the importance of it, right? Like sometimes it's we know what we want and we know what we desire, and having the support of a group that actually help you get there is, like sometimes we feel, oh yeah, I can do everything by myself. And I think like most of us, we always work with somebody and with a group that can help us with it, because alone it's not as much fun anyways, even if it helps. So I think that's always a good a good way to go instead of just getting to hold on. And again, the hows and the whats, right? It's more important to just really work on yourself, you know, as we go through. That's been my experience. So yeah, it would be lovely to have you. It would be lovely to have you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, we so appreciate you being here, Danielle. And for those of you watching this on the recording, we appreciate you as well. We would love to hear what most resonated with you from the tips and the tools and the inspiration on really creating your magnetic and radiant life. We would love to know what inspired you. And we thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Lovely to see you.
All right. Bye for now.